Alright, well this is the first video I've posted since I've received a threat from the Department of Homeland Security. I don't know why they feel threatened by me, um, but they do. So I want to talk about why my ideas they probably perceive as dangerous. Anarchism, the belief in systems of power being bad uh, and immoral and unjustifiable. Anarchism is the radical belief that every person should be able to be the master of their own domain and be there and have privileges that they basically have the ultimate freedom to do and be who they want to be. This is a little bit of a dangerous idea for systems of power like governments, because governments have the power of taxation and they have the power of legitimate violence, or the self-proclaimed legitimate violence in that territory. So because I'm saying that violence and power are bad as principles, that makes me basically a threat to the system that governments have set up. And the way that I look at it is, no matter what kind of government you have, as long as it's a government that deals in violence, it's never justified. I think that the way to improve and correct this problem we've got with governments is not necessarily to dismantle the government. I don't think that's entirely feasible, but governments operate under the concept of a social contract theory, wherein they say, well, people accept us, they are willing to give up their rights, and in exchange for their giving up their rights, we will provide them protection, and that's the through the use of our military. And that's sort of basically what social contract theory is, in one way or another, all the way back to basically the start of civilization. That's been the justification of all tyrants. Is the common good. However, I'm of the belief, because I believe that every person should be allowed to be their own sovereign person, I'm of the belief that a person should be able to opt out of the social contract, or if there is such thing as a social contract, have it be an explicit social contract, because I don't remember signing anything saying that I would accept the laws of the United States government and I would follow them in exchange for my protection. I don't remember ever signing anything like that, unless it happened, in utero, which is basically how the government sees it. Is just by my being in this square foot on this earth, I am bound by the law to accept whatever it is they have to say. So I would say that the problem could be fixed if there was a way for a person to secede individually, to basically emancipate themselves from the government and say that I want out. And really, as it is right now, there is none of that. That doesn't exist, period. You're basically, no matter where you go, whether you're in Switzerland or Brazil or Syria or Australia, you're still basically bound by that same social contract. There's no such thing as an independent person unless it's established within that system that you are allowed to be an independent person. I mean, we talk about love of great things like freedom of speech and freedom of freedom from unreasonable searches and seizures, what I'm seeing right now is that those freedoms don't exist. They don't exist. they may say they do in the Constitution, but basically the idea of thinking and saying something, if that itself could lead to some kind of an investigation, just by having an idea and a thought, even if the idea is not backed up with any threats of violence, that idea is scary, and it's dangerous to the government, and I think that they see me as a real danger. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I will continue to put up videos, and I will continue to post things, but understand, no matter what happens to me, okay, understand that this whole thing has been planned. Okay, I personally did plan this whole thing that's occurring. So don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sad. I will never advocate the use of violence. I will never perform any violent acts against myself or against others. And I will hopefully, if I am arrested, I will hopefully get to go to a court and have my day, and so we'll see. But understand that this whole thing was planned by me. So there's I had a suspicion that this would happen, and the way that I look at it now is it's one of those things where it's like, this is the way I think the world works, and I'm going to try it and see if I can validate my position, or at least provide evidence for my position. Like, I think this is the way the world works, or I think this is the way that the government works. And I've sort of basically, in my view, I've proven it, or at least provided evidence for it. I haven't necessarily proven it, but I think I have provided evidence for my beliefs in how the surveillance activities of the U.S. government work. Well, thanks for watching my movie, or my discussion on sovereignty. That's really what all of any kind of anarchists. That's all that they believe. They're not really about throwing bombs. They're not about burning buildings. They're not about any of that stuff. They're about fighting power, and the only form of legalized power in this country is the United States government. I mean, that's really the truth. If anybody sees it any differently, then let me know. But the U.S. government claims a monopoly on violence, or it allocates some of that to the states, but it's still a monopoly on the legalized forms of violence. Well, thanks again. I gotta hop off. I got some other things I gotta take care of today. So thanks again. All right, bye.